All right, what's happening, my mathletes? That's right, Musky coming at you, Mr. Muscarella. And we're going to take a look at our second and final example of the double angle formulas. And that's so, by now, man, you should be pretty solid with this kind of stuff. So just kind of reviewing a couple things. Of course, we've got our double angle formulas. What? So make sure you get those memorized because you're going to need those. And these types of problems for the double angles, right, you're going to have two clues. You're going to be one where you're given a trig ratio. Could be sine, cos, tan, secant, cosecant, cotangent, and then you're going to be given another clue about what quadrant the triangle will be located in. And then we'll have to do a little drawing here, and then find the missing side, of course. So we're going to use Pythagorean theorem, and then we're going to plug and chug into our formula once we find that missing side to figure out what the value of sine or sine 2 theta, cosine 2 theta, or tangent 2 theta is. And again, we got options for cosine, right? We could use any of those three formulas. And in this video, we're going to take a look at a second example right here. So what I want you to do is go ahead and pause the video, right? Take a pause and see if you can at least draw the triangle and find the missing side correctly. So go ahead and hit pause and check it out and see how you did. All right, so how did we do with that one? Okay, so hopefully you got the -3 and the 5 drawn in the correct spot. Don't forget to put a little theta right there in the angle that is closest to the origin. And then you got your right angle symbol right there. You got the -3 and the 5 in the correct spot. Then you go over and you show the Pythagorean theorem. X squared plus y squared equals r squared. That's right. And then you substitute in accordingly and find the correct value. Now, when you get y is plus or minus 4, you have to take a look at where the triangle is drawn. In this case, it's up in quadrant number 2. So that's where theta is between 90 and 180. So that means a 4 would be positive. But if they told us that instead of between 90 and 180, if it was between, say, 180 and 270, so if they told us like theta was in between there, then when we draw a triangle, it would be down here. The 3 would still be negative, the 5 would be positive, but when we go through and do the Pythagorean theorem, we get plus or minus 4 again, but here it would be -4. So you have to pay attention to the sign of the missing value because that will depend on the quadrant that you are in. All right, so we've got 3 different formulas here. Sine 2 theta, cosine 2 theta, tangent 2 theta. So again, I want you to take your time, take a moment, and go through and try each one of these. And for the cosine of 2 theta, let's go ahead. We're going to do 2 versions of this one. So our formula that I want you to use on this, we're going to use these last 2 formulas. So I want you to try that using these 2 formulas that I just put in a box around. So right there. So try those 2 for the cos 2 theta formula and come back and let's see how you did. You get 1 point for the formula, 1 for substituting in, and that arithmetic's pretty straightforward stuff. Boom, answer, donesies. And then cosine, depending on which version of those 2 formulas you'll use, you'll see they're each worth 4 points. 1 for the formula, 1 for substituting in, 1 for showing your arithmetic on how you get to the final answer. And then, of course, 1 point for your final answer and everything. So that way everything looks like, you know, you show your arithmetic that you're going for there. Tangent, man, tangent's also a 4-pointer for that. So it takes a little while to get there, right? Because we got to show that formula, right? Make sure we get that down. And then we substitute in like we do. And this one just takes a little bit more time to go through and do that. So make sure you show those intermediate steps because you'll do that all day, every day, baby. That's right, 24/7. You'll do that as you arrive at your your final answer. So, you know, 1 for your final answer, 1 for showing the work, 1 for substituting, and your 4th point comes from writing down the formula. Now, remember, as a way to check, so not the way I want you to do it, but the way to check yourself to make sure you didn't wreck yourself, you could always take sine of 2 theta and divide that by cosine of 2 theta for tangent of 2 theta, right? Because that's ratio that we can use, and sine of 2 theta was a whopping -24 over 25, and cosine, no matter which version we used, that one was -7 over 25, and then a lot of things happen here, right? The negatives cancel out, and then the 25s cancel out because they're both on the denominators, and then that would just give us, again, 24/7, baby. So there it is, man, all day, every day. You're rocking, you're rolling, you're showing your work, and you're crushing this stuff. Pretty straightforward stuff. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great day. But remember, don't forget, draw your triangles. Draw your triangles. And a lot of times you're going to notice on your triangles, a little side note here, a lot of triangles that you'll have to work with and solve, they'll all be a Pythagorean triple with that. So you want to know those, have those down. Your Pythagorean triples, I mean, 3, 4, 5 is the big one. big Pythagorean triple, then any multiple of that. So if you were to multiply each one of those by 2, then you'd have 6, 8, 10. That's another triangle. And if you were to multiply the 3, 4, 5, each one of those, by 3, then you would get a 9, 12, 15 triangle. And then if you were to multiply 3, 4, 5 by 4, you would get a 12, 16, 20 triangle. So you get the idea with that. So those ones stem off of the 3, 4, 5 triangle. And then, of course, you got your other one, 5, 12, 13. So that's another big one. Shows up on SATs, ACTs, all that kind of stuff all the time. So make sure that you pay attention to those. And then the other thing, of course, is being aware of the missing side, which quadrant it's in, because that may involve adding a negative sign. All right, man, that's it for this one. I'll catch up with you guys soon, man. Enjoy the day, and I'll see you later. Peace out.